Hello and welcome back to River's End. Today I want to focus on cementing the border for the colony by placing down all the walls and by creating some new pathways, because we have some pretty derpy paths. We're going to start here next to the Archery Academy, where we already have some walls started. Let's do segment 1, flip it, and we're going to start everything at level 2 as we're putting it down, just because we've already upgraded our walls up to level 2. So let's get ourselves a bird's eye view. Okay, we may need to switch from a segment to a corner piece, because I don't think the wall is going to get through here just yet. Let's actually see what a corner segment will look like for us. Corner? No, let's do... an inner corner maybe? Bump that up to level 2. And that puts the decoration on the inside, so no, we do want corner 1. Spun around. And lined up. With our tower here. Yeah, that looks good. I just want to make sure that it wasn't above that stair, and it looks like it's not, so we are good there. So that will give us a straight shot with our walls. So let's place down this wall, and we'll at least get a couple of other segments going. Let's get Kathleen building these ones. Let's see, wall, segment 1, level 2, rotated, fly ourselves out, drop it to 1, just to double check that we are good here, and it looks like we are. So again, down, Kathleen, begin building. And we'll do that all the way through. I may need to change it up once we get closer to this hill, because I'm not entirely yeah, because there is not a... yeah, there's not a segment that like goes up at an angle. So let me place down some more of these segments here. Segment 1, level 1, right over. We may as well just get all these placed in real quick. Yeah, so this way we'll have plenty of these to go all the way up and over this hill. We won't have to worry about having to do too much terraforming for this hill to get these walls to fit. We may need to do a little bit of terraforming in here, but that won't be too difficult. So let's place in one more segment just to see what we're dealing with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flipped. Lined up. We're gonna go through a lot of cobble and a lot of oak, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Okay, over, spin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back it up 1. Yeah, see, perfect. That way we can go all the way across and essentially do the same thing to come down here. It's going to work out perfect. So we'll place that segment, get Kathleen going on it. I'll place down the rest around the colony as we go. However, I now want to start on some of these retaining walls. I want to do I'm going to get all the walls done today. The retaining walls, the regular walls, gates, all that. All those will be done today for this episode. But on top of all that, because I'm going to have Kathleen working on the wall segments to go around this side of the colony, probably to about here, because it'll take her quite some time to get all those built to here. And then from here over to these guard towers will be Walsh, and then guard towers all the way over to these retaining walls will be Blaze, and then retaining walls will be done by Houston. And the reason I want Houston to work on the retaining walls is because Houston, I'll show you real quick, his hut has been upgraded to level 4. So once he finishes getting the retaining walls built, not necessarily upgraded, but at least built, I'm going to have him start upgrading the buildings over here to level 4, which means the tavern, the warehouse, these homes, this new fisher's hut that I put down. I actually put down 2 other fishing huts between episodes on top of another crusher's hut. We need a lot of brick, so we needed another crusher. But yes, we'll have Houston work on the retaining walls, and the other 3 will be working on the regular walls. Houston will finish the retaining walls quicker because he's level 4. There's not as many for him to do. And then he can start upgrading the colony even further. We have a lot that we want to do for this episode, so let's get into this. Let's get back down to our body. We'll start with this small segment here for retaining walls. So we'll go, it's under infrastructure. I know they're called canals, but they're not going to be used for canals. Let's see, we don't want this one. We want the other one. Infrastructure, canal, canal corner. There we go. Yeah, because see, this is going to look so much better than what I have here. I understand it's going to be more expensive, but the fact that we're going to have lights added in and we can get rid of some of these torches is going to be nice, but it's also going to give me what I need as a template, essentially, for roads, which will be gravel, stone bricks, chiseled stone bricks. Like, it's going to give us a good infrastructure to use. Let's put that here as our corner. Move it down. Yes, this is going to be good. I'll have to do some new stairs, and some of this other stuff is going to have to be taken out. But I think this is going to look much better than what we had before. So we'll place this down. Builder. Let's see, where is he? Houston. We'll get the other corner in. It's up too far. There we go. And again, we'll have to get some new stairs. It's that, or let's swap it for a canal straight, which might actually be the better idea. And then I can make my own staircase here. So if we're gonna go with that, let's bring this straight down. And I'm fine with these overlapping. There'll be less materials for Houston to use. I'm going to need a lot of, I believe that's deep slate. But that'll be fine, because I did add a colonist to our old mine and got it up to level 3, so we now have yet another mine going. So we won't have to worry about these materials. Okay, and I believe one more should be enough. Yes, one more should be plenty. Anything that gets left over, I will take out and I will put in my own staircases. But there's going to be quite a bit that's left. But again, I'm fine with there being stuff left that I can take out myself. Because with that, I will have more materials to use and had, like I said, these give me an idea for future, well, not just future roads, but like just the roads in general that we're going to be using. And to give you an idea of what these are actually going to look like, let's do the canal one more time, the straight. Pop it up, bring it out. You know, I saw the little banner, so I thought we could level it up, and then there's no level up here, so never mind. But with that, we have an idea of what the retaining walls are going to look like. It's going to be slightly different up here, because I may end up having to do it kind of like what I did here. It'll be in chunks. Almost like an Aztec pyramid. Just because, you know, the segments, they don't go down that far. They just happen to line up perfectly here, which is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna go through all the builders' huts, pause them, then go through, place down all the walls and segments that we need to place down, and we're gonna have quite the time lapse ahead of us. So I'll see you at the end of it. Alright, wall is done. It goes completely around the entire colony. There's one little section that we need to redo, and one tiny section we need to add, but other than that, the wall completely encompasses the colony. It's actually over there, this little side corner here that I screwed up, but again, that's something I can fix off onto the side. On top of all that, we got the retaining wall all the way around for the town hall. We even started, as you can see, the paths that are going to encompass the entirety of the colony. It's going to take a lot of cobble, a lot of stone, and a lot of gravel. But for the most part, like, it looks really good for what we have. Like, it's a very simple design, but it works really well. As you can see, we even added new stairs for the town hall. It just looks so good. And of course, as the walls were going up, we upgraded a couple buildings to level 4. Mainly, this first warehouse is up to level 4. Of course, we have our first builder's hut is up to level 4. And we have all of the other builder's huts now up to level 4 as well. We also got a few of the guard towers up to level 4 because we needed those to expand out the borders so we could actually put in the walls. I even had to add a whole new guard tower. Let's go check it out real quick. It's only level 1, but it'll get up to level 4 with the rest of them fairly quickly. And it actually gives me an idea for adding in a new entrance here. Because like we have our main entrance, which is essentially the waterway into the colony. But we don't really have a proper exit. We have a lot of the guard gates around the colony. It gives like pinch points to where any of the raids come through. We don't have to worry about them too much coming through, except for on the eastern edge of the colony where it's all water and they'll just cross through that way. But that is not a big deal. And as you can see here, we got university going up to level 4. This has been quite the project because it required so many blocks that we did not currently have in production. But as you can see, as we walk along these paths, we got most of these paths like laid out pretty well for the most part. We simply followed the pathway that I had down before. Like some of this I'll have to change back into regular grass. But for the most part, most of the colony is pathed out. Like I need to continue from here for the path. It's kind of where I've ended on this side of the colony, and you saw where I ended on the southern side of the colony. But the paths are coming together. And as you can see over there, let me get a better angle for you. There we go. So the Combat Academy is where the wall kind of ended. We need to... Speaking of a raid, we have southwest and the east. I will look at that in a second. Yeah, we need to continue the wall so it ends here at the river. I'll do that as like a little side thing. Including, you know, upgrading the walls. The walls are completely at level 1. it's going to take quite some time to actually get them up to level 3 to match all of the guard towers that we have around. But for now, level 1 will work for those. Yeah, and you can see on the map here, we have two, it's a bad situation for a raid. This raid will essentially try to cross over on the water. This raid is gonna go to one of the 3 gates that we have here. If we're lucky, they'll go up towards the guard tower. But it won't be so lucky for the guard, because he'll be on his own. We're essentially going to need to fight one raid at a time. It's going to take them more time to get across the river than it is to potentially break through. So let's see if we can go squash these on the south end. All in all, not a bad fight. But more proof that I should have built the walls so much sooner for the colony. Having them bottlenecked into a single area makes it so much easier to gather your guards so they can fight these raids off for you. Also another reason why you should have more guard towers than you think. I may need to add some around here for the exact purpose of when they decide to cross over on these waters. But those are little things that I can do off on the side. But for now, the colony really coming along. I'm loving the fact that level 4 has started to take over. We don't have many buildings at level 4, but I am definitely glad to see some of these bigger ones getting up there to level 4. It's going to make the colony run so much smoother. I have learned quite a bit just by doing this one colony. I know I'm not a master at Minecolonies just yet, but I feel like I've done a very good job with the knowledge that I have. One thing to point out, and I'm sure you saw in the time-lapse, this retaining wall did not have water in the preview, so when we built it, there was quite a bit of water that we had to clean up here. But it also made me realize that now that we have the pattern, I can just build that pattern myself instead of trying to have the colonists build it and we just have water everywhere. That's essentially how the roads came along. I took the design that these retaining walls came with, put the walls up around the town hall, and then just been expanding these paths. It's a simple design, but I think it works very well, and it's going to look so good when I finally have all the pathways in. Like I said, it's going to take a lot of stone, mainly. A lot of stone, but it'll be worth it in the long run. I haven't decided whether or not I want to try to put retaining walls along the entirety of the water. I don't know if that will help us in any way with raids and whatnot, or if we'll just keep kind of the natural terrain that we have for the river, which I think makes sense for the colony. We may just leave it as is. But it's nice to know that we have a very simple template, and I'm going to start scattering these lampposts around. It's going to help keep the colony lit, less colonists dying through just random mobs. And speaking of, the next upgrade I should probably focus on might need to be the graveyard. Between guards dying and the nether miners dying, our graveyard is actually became full. The graveyard's completely full. We'll need to upgrade it so we can hold more colonists. I'm hoping that as we get some more of like the guard towers and the barracks and stuff, getting all of those up to level 4, and then eventually 5, we won't have to worry about anybody dying because they will have just better stats. But thank you so much for watching. I know there wasn't too much going on in today's episodes besides building up the walls and upgrading a few things to level 4, but there are things that need to be done, and there are things that took quite a bit of time. And like I said, I should have built these walls much sooner, and honestly, I should have built them in smaller chunks just to make it easier for our builders to actually build them up, and it wouldn't have taken so long, or at least it wouldn't have felt like it took as long as it actually did. Next episode, I want to finish out these paths. I want to get a few more bigger upgrades out of the way. But until then, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, and if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.